back to SECville's News Channel 1. I'm your host Callista, and with September right around the corner, we have so much to discuss. Today, our news segment will be focused on upcoming SEC updates for the new year, and this includes new committees, requirements, general changes, and all that jazz, so stay tuned. First up, let me introduce you to our new cabinet. Noor is our president, Jingyu is our vice president, Nandika and Juniper are our secretaries. In the advisory council, we have the green team directors, which are Laura and I, the social media directors, which are Rajastri and Alyssa, the research committee directors, which are Mahir and Janice, the communication director, which is Edward, and the event leaders, Alona and Justin. Alright, now we'll be going over to Jingyu for some breaking news.
Thanks, Callista. Hi, everyone. I'm Jingyu, reporting to you wary from memorizing this frustratingly long script. We have some updates from the Stuyvesant Environmental Club on its general plans for the 2021 to 2022 service year. First up, after several meetings and intense discussions, the Cabinet and the Advisory Council have decided to set the hours requirement for general members at 20 hours. Those interested in running for secretary or vice president must accumulate 25 hours, and those intending to run for president must have 30 or more hours. These requirements should be met before Election Day, which will likely take place in June. Depending on the course of the pandemic and your feedback, the hours requirement may be changed accordingly, but rest assured that they will only be lowered, not raised. Due to rising virus transmission levels in New York City, the Cabinet and the Advisory Council have decided to postpone in-person events until the spring semester. This means that, like last year, attending in-person events will not be a club requirement. Another responsibility as an SEC member is cafeteria duty, where we assist with waste sorting during lunch periods. It is possible to replace cafeteria duty with hallway duty, where we assess the cleanliness of the trash stations around the school. More on this soon. It is also mandated that everyone joins at least one of our 4 committees, which form the cornerstones of the club. More information about committees to come in the next segment. To review the club requirements in detail, please visit the SEC website linked at the end of this video. Also, please keep an eye out for monthly updates from the Cabinet and the Advisory Council, which will come to you in the form of emails summarizing the projects and initiatives that are in progress. That's all I've got to share. Back to you, Callista.
Thank you for that, Jingyu. Next up, we'll be talking to the committee directors about their plans. As always, we have a green team and a communications committee, but this year we've also created the research committee and the social media committee. First, we'll be talking to Laura, who is a green team director. Hello, Laura. Thanks for doing this. Go ahead and tell us about your plans.
Hi, I'm Laura, one of the co-directors of Green Team. Now, you may be unfamiliar with Green Team and what we do, so here's a brief introduction to our committee. Green Team focuses on ways to reduce waste ranging from paper to food in our school to help us limit our carbon footprint. We brainstorm and collect materials for various projects that strive toward our goal, hopefully encouraging other students to become more eco-friendly in the process. This year, we have a lot of projects in mind. Our first major project is to tackle the empty bulletin boards hanging around the school cafeteria. We aim to plaster them with origami made from recycled scrap paper, reducing the amount of paper waste our school produces. Some other project ideas that we have would be making posters and creating upcycling projects using recyclable materials such as cardboard and plastic. If you have any questions or suggestions, you are welcome to email us at scigreenteam@gmail.com.
All these projects sound so exciting. Can't wait to see them when they're completed. Now we have the research committee. Hello, Mahir.
Hello, my name is Mahir, and I'm one of the 2 co-directors of the research committee. We wanted to help students voice their opinions on environmental topics and write about those topics, and also give them opportunities to publish and also find internships. We give prompts by both myself and Janice, the other co-director, specifically designed for the students to think about certain local, regional, or national and international environmental concepts and where they can be applied. And we also want to make sure they understand what goes into making the paper making process. This is our website, the Stuyvesant Research, should say, committee, and our goals, and as well as what we like to accomplish throughout the entire school year. can all be found here. We also give opportunities for internships and other leadership opportunities to those who are watching this. I hope that you do join the research committee. Thank you.
That's amazing, Mahir. Thanks for that. Rajastri, what's new on your side?
I'm Rajastri, and I'm at the state-of-the-art tech lab that houses our brand new social media committee. The club's socials have been lacking, to say the least, so we'll be adding some pizzazz. In the committee, you'll learn the ropes of infographic design, documentary filmmaking, and more. We'll be focused on science communication and public outreach through the management of the club's Instagram and YouTube channel. Instagram posts will be pretty much anything you find post-worthy, as long as it's related to the environment and/or SEC, and they'll be made by our lovely committee members. We'll also be making YouTube videos, which could range from laid-back and casual to short documentaries. Members get to hone in on their creativity and choose how they want to contribute to projects, which can be individual or collaborative. And don't worry if you aren't familiar with design or video editing programs, because we'll be teaching everyone how to tackle those, so you'll be well prepared to create riveting content. As always, if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to email us.
Thanks, Rajastri. All your plans sound great. Now on to Edward for communication.
Hello, I'm Edward, this year's director of the Communications Committee. And this year, we will be continuing our activities just like last year. This includes finding weekend events for all members to enjoy and updating the website. Due to the rise in COVID-19 cases and concerns for your safety, we will only have virtual events for the fall semester. These virtual events will be similar to last year and will vary in topics and formats. So hopefully you can find an event that you can enjoy. Next year, we also intend on working on and maintaining the website more. In fact, some updates will have already been made by the beginning of the next school year that make the website more useful for members and more transparent about the club's activities. So go on and check them out yourself.
Thank you, Edward. Now we'll be right back after this short message.
Have you just joined the SEC and want to contribute to the club? Do you have a burning hatred for people who dump milk cartons in the trash bin and throw chicken nuggets into a recycling bin? Well, look no further, because the SEC Cafeteria today will satisfy both of your desires. It is also a requirement of the club. This is how Cafe Duty works. For one of your lunch periods every other week, for the second half of the period, remind School 8 that you'll be doing Cafe Duty now, and stand at one of the 3 recycling stations in the cafeteria. While you're there, your task is to make sure that everyone sorts their trash properly. Unopened packages of food and uneaten fruits will go on at people's pantry or the sharing table, which is near the exit of the cafeteria. Leftover sauce, milk, juice, or ice cream will go in the liquid disposal bucket. Solid leftover food, napkins, and paper plates will go in the compost bin. Hard plastic waste and milk cartons will go in the recycling bin. And everything else should be thrown into the trash bin, which goes to a landfill. If you see a person hesitating on how to dispose of their trash, you should reach out to them and teach them about where each item should go. At the end of the period, locate the clipboard behind the recycling station on the far side of the cafeteria. Then ask one of the school aides to sign a box corresponding to your name. This message is brought to you by the SEC Cabinet.
And we're back with Edward to give us our weather forecast. Though the last year has rained a lot of Zoom meetings on us, it seems as though that's a thing of the past. Am I right, Edward?
Yes, that's right. The Zoom storm has passed, and at the beginning of the school year, we will be having in-person meetings. Though our predictions are a bit hazy and are subject to change based on the state of the pandemic. For now, though, we are pleased to announce that there are no club Zoom meetings on the horizon. That being said, there are still some things that will stay virtual in the 2021 to 2022 school year. The first of which are the virtual escape rooms. Due to positive feedback, we forecast that there will be a few virtual escape rooms next year. In fact, one is brewing right now, so stay tuned. A repeat of last year's environmental speaker series is also on the radar. Each webinar is presented by a professional in a given field, and you can learn more about that field, how the panelists entered the field, and what they do.
Awesome, so glad to hear in-person meetings are coming back. Our sports reporter Nora is coming to talk to us now.
Hello viewers, I'm Noor, reporting live from SEC's Environmental Olympics. Okay, well it's not live per se. We don't have the budget for that. The Olympics will actually begin in October. This environmental extravaganza first began last year as a part of virtual SEC, and we are pleased to announce that a new and improved version will return for the coming school year. For those of you tuning in for the first time, the Environmental Olympics are a series of themed challenges that encourage participants to learn about the environment and increase at-home sustainability. This year, on top of the monthly themed challenges, there will be a set of year-round challenges that can be completed at any time during the year. But wait, there's more. Members will be competing for metaphorical medals, bragging rights, and the coveted prizes, gift cards. The top 3 competitors will receive gift cards to a place of their choosing. Last year's winners will be receiving their gift cards in September. Aspiring athletes will complete the challenges listed on a document that will be shared in October, and they will submit proof in a Google form. Each challenge is worth a certain number of points, and the competitors with the highest number of points at the end of the year are declared the winners. At the end of the year, points will also be converted into minutes, with the conversion rate of 1 point equals 1 minute. As such, this is also a great way to meet your hours requirements. That's all I've got for you. Back to you, Callista.
Thanks, Noor. Coming to us now is a low note, some very important news, so listen up.
Here are some general announcements about what we will be doing at our meetings, which are now called Green Gatherings. Note the sounding alliteration. Gatherings will occur twice a week and are not mandatory. We will work on upcycling, which is just reusing waste materials, and hydroponics, which is a method of growing plants using a water solvent containing a mineral nutrient solution instead of soil. Unfortunately, we will not terracycle this year. We will, however, continue with the Billion Oyster Project, Battery Urban Farm, and the Rooftop Garden, but not until the spring. Finally, we'll have club discussions once a month. I'll pass it over to Nandika to share more information on those.
Hi, I'm Nandika, and I'll be telling you about discussions and wildlife rehabilitation. First, the SEC will be hosting one discussion on one Wednesday or Friday per month. The theme of the discussion will align with the monthly Environmental Olympics theme. The discussions will be guided by resources like articles and questions that will be shared with the club beforehand through the weekly update email. Club members can pick which discussions they'd like to participate in, and the discussions will be led by various cabinet and advisory council members. Now on to wildlife rehabilitation. The SEC will be hosting study sessions and providing help to students who want to learn about New York State's wildlife and apply to be a licensed wildlife rehabilitator. Students 16 and up will be able to take a quick exam and do an interview in order to be able to educate the public about New York's fauna and refer serious wildlife concerns to more experienced rehabbers. It's a great opportunity to get more familiar with New York's ecosystems and the issues that affect local wildlife. We also want to clarify that there's no commitment to do the interview or the exam. You can just attend the study sessions for the knowledge. But we encourage you to complete the process, even if you are unable to rehabilitate any wildlife. It's enough just to be aware of local wildlife and help to grow the network of wildlife rehabbers in New York.
Alona also mentioned upcycling projects, so here's a little more about those. Not only will we be finishing the soda can trees we started 2 years ago, but we will also be making smaller bottle cap murals for certain departments, as well as plushies for the guidance office out of scrap fabric from STC, and class materials for specific teachers out of upcycled cardboard, scrap paper, and more.
Thank you for that. Our last, but certainly not least, section of the news segment is one that's sure to put a smile on your face. Let's go to Janice with some community news.
Hi Callista, I'm Janice, and we're now going to celebrate some great community news. As new and old SEC members alike settle back into the groove of in-person learning, we could all use some more time to get to know one another. So we hope to meet y'all in one of our upcoming community bonding events. These will include regular movie nights where we'll watch documentaries and movies with environmental themes and a large outdoor picnic, possibly sometime in October. And now it's time for a short message from our sponsors.
Have you been itching to show off your love for a style club, but have been put off by the ugly merch designs? Well, look no further. SEC has a logo now. Handmade by me and put together by me and Mahir, it's one of the first steps to SCC's own merch line. We already have designs of t-shirts ready and several t-shirt customizing websites, and are currently working out logistics. We'll hopefully have merch by the end of the school year. Stay tuned for more details.
And that concludes our news segment today on the SECville News Channel 1. It's been absolutely amazing to see all the effort the Cabinet and the Advisory Council has put into the club. So for new members, remember to sign up. I'm Callista, and I hope to see you this fall.
Thank you for watching. Viewers like you make videos like these possible. Please reach out to us via email at seccabinetmember@gmail.com, Facebook at Sty's Environmental Club, or Instagram at Sty Environmental Club with any questions or suggestions. You can also check out our website, styenviro.weebly.com. Keep an eye on your inbox for future updates regarding forums, events, and projects. Goodbye.
Virus transmission. Another responsibility as an SCC member is cafeteria duty, where we assist with waste sorting during lunch periods.